Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Julie Grimes from Jaguar White Recruitment. I specialise in office and operational support staff across lots of different industries and partnering with HR departments and hiring managers. And today we wanted to talk to you as hiring managers or HR departments to find out whether you may need some help upskilling or cross-skilling the members of staff you have at the moment in your organisation. I know it's uncertain times, there's lots of furlough, lots of redundancies, so it may mean that you might need to cross-sell and upskill some of your staff that you have right now. So I'm joined by Susan Barrett, who has her own Microsoft training company. She works with individuals and corporate clients across the UK, at the moment doing it through Zoom, and made a big difference. So she's going to explain how she works with clients and what difference she makes. So would you like to introduce yourself, Susan, and tell everybody what you do?
Hi Julie, thank you very much. Hi, I'm Susan and I am a Microsoft Office trainer and have been training Microsoft Office for over 20 years. Started off training on Excel 5 and Word 6, so have seen all the changes up until now using Office 365. So primarily I work with small to medium-sized businesses, corporate organisations, training their staff to use their Microsoft Windows PC more proficiently. So the idea is that obviously if staff are using their Windows PC and their Microsoft Office software more efficiently, then they will save so much time performing certain tasks like creating documents, creating spreadsheets, creating PowerPoint presentations and so on, and hence therefore saving the company time and money. So as Julie mentioned, with redundancies and so on, and where you really want to be able to make better use of the staff that you have, then making them more proficient on the software they're using will increase the amount of time that they have to work within your company. Before the lockdown, I was primarily going on site, training classroom-based courses on Word, PowerPoint, Excel and Outlook. I would run courses of up to 8 people, half-day courses. So I might do a beginner's Excel course in the morning and then maybe an intermediate Excel course in the afternoon. However, all the courses are totally bespoke. So I would have a conversation with the company, so that might be the HR department or it might be the owner of the company. We would talk about what the features that would be useful to the company, how they work, what sort of applications they would need training on, and then I would put together a course profile of the features I think would be useful for them to cover and how we're going to run it. And those courses are made up of instructions on how to use a particular feature. The delegates get to try out that feature and then they have an exercise at the end to reinforce the learning that they've been through. Since lockdown, I've continued my online training. So I was providing online training before the lockdown, but obviously it's all now online. So I can offer that to individuals and also to more than one person. So if you have a particular individual who would need some training, I can offer one-to-one training online via Teams or Zoom, whichever the company prefers. And I can take them from beginners through to advanced, whatever is required, but it's all totally bespoke to that individual person. Or if you have more people who you would like to improve their skills, then I'm happy to do a presentation. This doesn't tend to be as interactive, but if you've got 10 staff, you want to show them a particular feature, let's say you want to show them how to use pivot tables in Excel, I could do a 1-hourly presentation to a group of your staff, showing them how to use that particular feature, with the whole point of making them more proficient and thus saving you time and money.
Excellent. So it's really bespoke. So you can go from let's have a group that really do need to get up to speed intermediate on Excel, or you can just bespokely drill down to one feature that somebody might be struggling with. And I think with Excel, it might be best to do it in chunks like that. I know that's my experience. So in terms of support and being interactive, you talked about the interactive. Do they get a workbook to work with?
Yeah, they would have exercises to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a specific workbook as such, because obviously because it's so bespoke,
Mm-hmm.
then I will just pinpoint the topics to be done. We go through the topic, and then I would send them an exercise to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously they can then send it to me, and I can check that what they've done is correct and it's all worked fine. And then obviously they can ask me any questions and so on.
Perfect. That's brilliant. And I think at the moment, or not, I think it's always, not just at the moment, there's something around staff appraisals and surveys, and that I know there's been sort of a quite across the board high score of an individual feeling valued, is that company does want to invest time in training. So that's one of the big things that comes out of appraisals. And I noticed that you have also had that experience with one of your clients. So it's actually a really good thing to be able to offer. Has that been the case on many occasions?
This particular, yes, our staff have really appreciated it when companies have provided the training, because they suddenly go, oh my gosh, I didn't realise that, you know, I could use this, or oh, if only I'd known how to do that, I could have been so much quicker.
Yeah.
And it is a personal skill that you can then take with you. So not only does it make the staff feel actually, you know, my company cares about me because they want me to do my job well, but it is a personal skill that you can then take with you.
So, and that's really across the board: Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. And you were talking to me earlier about Outlook. And I think at the moment, you know, with a smaller workforce in some instances, they must be getting 600 emails a day that we talked about earlier, because I'm getting so many. So that's another thing that you can help them with, isn't it? Being able to manage their inbox.
Yes, controlling the inbox, I think, is the most important part of training on Outlook. Is just there's lots of different tips and shortcuts you can use and features you can use just to make sure that that inbox does not get stocked up with sort of 600 emails or something like that, and that you do keep it down to just being able to see just those that have just come in. And there's lots of different ways. I mean, everybody will choose their way of doing it, but there's lots of different methods you can use to help you control that inbox. And it's really useful to be able to show staff all the features.
That can be quite overwhelming, can't it? Especially if you're, you know, a smaller workforce and trying to cope with, you know, maybe a couple of people's work at the moment. So sounds really helpful. So in terms of your offering, how can somebody book with you? What you know, what way do you take the bookings?
Yes, so first of all, I'd like to have a conversation with either the individual themselves or with the business owner or the HR department. That would be the first point of call, is to have a chat with them, to find out exactly what they need and to make sure that I put together a course that's bespoke to their needs. And then I do have a booking system which I can then send them the link to, and they can book the time that suits them, and then we can organise payment and so on. But the first most important bit is that initial conversation. So please contact me by my phone number or email, and we can start that process.
And in terms of pricing, I guess that's quite bespoke, depending on exactly what that client is looking for.
Yes, it's going to very much depend on how many hours they're going to require, whether they're going to want a one-to-one session for a member of staff, or whether they want a group presentation. But I can go through all of that with them.
Sure. It would seem more cost effective to get a small group together who really all require that upskilling of that particular software, wouldn't it, to me? So I think hopefully, even if it's 2 people instead
Yeah,
of 1, it might be a better way of doing it. But at least, I mean, I think what comes across is you're totally flexible, totally bespoke to what an individual wants, and you can price accordingly.
yeah.
So,
I think that's very important, that it is totally bespoke to the person's job role, and that they're learning things that will help them with that job to make them quicker and more efficient.
sure. Well, thank you for joining me, Susan. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. I can honestly say, hand on heart, I know Susan's an expert. She's been a finalist in awards, and she's still going to win that award going forward. She really does know what she's doing, and I hope people reach out if need be. And your details will be under the post, as well as mine. If anybody would like some more information or just an informal chat, please do reach out to us, and we'll help in any way that we can. But you might want to consider upskilling, cross-skilling your staff at the moment, and best of luck going forward. Let's hope this horrible situation is going to be going back to normal as soon as. It's a slow process, but we're going to get there. Thanks so much for joining us, Susan, and I'll see you really soon.
Thanks, Julie.
Everybody,
Bye.
bye.